Groups of asylum seekers are once again lining up at the border between Tijuana and San Diego. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Steve Price. Kirsten has the night off. Now, back in May, our southern border was lined with migrants waiting for the end of Title 42. But you might remember it cleared a few days after that. CBS 8's Jasmine Ramirez has more on what might be causing this new sudden uptick.
Tonight, we saw several groups of migrants walking right here behind the border wall. Immigration advocates say there are several factors that are playing into this recent rise. We saw a rush of asylum seekers when Title 42 was lifted in May. The surge slowed, but now we're seeing a bit of an uptick of people waiting at the border wall.
Border Patrol does have the responsibility of intaking those individuals, of ensuring that they're not waiting for hours or days out in the open, and responding to whatever their medical or whatever their needs might be.
Pedro Rios is an immigration rights advocate. He says transportation is an issue. Migrants aren't always picked up by Border Patrol in a timely manner. The CBP One app is causing some problems. Migrants are asked to use the app to start the asylum seeking process. However, many of their phones don't have technology to use it.
And so what we've seen is that there are people charging asylum seekers to make an appointment, and so they're now subject to these different types of exploitation of people that are looking to make a quick buck out of people that are fleeing for their lives.
Language barriers also pose a problem. The app only works in English, Spanish, and Haitian Creole.
So there are a lot of errors that people are seeing with the application, and it's just not the right way to welcome people with dignity when they're fleeing harm.
Once asylum seekers get to the U.S., finding temporary housing can be challenging. Many migrant shelters are full.
There certainly is a feeling of being overwhelmed with some of the shelter networks, but they're doing the best they can. They're up to capacity from what I understand, but they're meeting the needs of the people that they're tending to.
Advocates want the federal government to supply more resources so that organizations can keep up with the demand. Jasmine Ramirez, CBS 8.